So it's the summer of 2020 when my new boyfriend Nick turns to me and says the words, "I want you to be my parents." Now, we've only been dating for 3 months, so you know it's really serious at this point, but I'm ecstatic because Nick has everything that I'm looking for. He's tall, he's handsome, he's got this thick black hair, these bright piercing green eyes, and a smile that just make my knees buckle. Now I know that this meeting of the parents isn't just any meeting of the parents, a first date with them, if you will. This is my daughter-in-law audition, and I am ready to be marriage material. But you know, prior to this, the prospect of marriage with anyone has never really presented itself. I mean, I was in my earlier 20s, I was like still figuring out my life, and dating in this city had felt really suffocating. So when Nick, who was older, more mature, didn't shy away from conversations about commitment, came into my life, he felt like the breath of fresh air that I had been waiting for. So this was it, right? Like, I've met my guy, he wants me to meet his parents, like things are moving in a certain direction, and I am not gonna fuck this up. I mean, I was so done with dating at this point, I would have rather sat naked on a hot grill than go back to the scathing depths of hell that is DC Hinge. So I was determined to make this work. I was gonna win these people over no matter what. So the plan was to see them twice, once for dinner, and again the next day to help them paint Nick's new place. And when the weekend finally arrives, I am nervous, like heart beating out of my chest, like I think I'm gonna throw up. Like I've spent the whole morning pacing around my apartment thinking of every like funny little like anecdote or witty one-liner that I can, but when the time finally arrives, I make my way over there, take a deep breath, I knock on the door, and I'm immediately greeted by a very proper, not a hair out of place, middle-aged white lady. And we get along for the most part. She gives me a hug. The night starts off with pleasantries like, "Oh, Clara, it's so nice to finally meet you. You look nice." Which then quickly escalates to, "Oh, no, you can't use those napkins for this tablecloth. Are you blind?" His dad, on the other hand, is a shorter, kind of cheekier man wearing a worn-out jersey and jeans, and he seems genuinely interested in getting to know my interests. "Claire, remind me, what do you do for work again?" "I work in media. It's Clara, by the way, sorry." "Oh, that's great, Claire. You a Nats fan?" You mean the hockey team?" And the night continues on like this, more like weirdly misplaced passive aggression from his mom, paired with these like random sports metaphors from his dad coming at me in like rapid succession. And he keeps forgetting my name, which is totally normal the first time you meet someone, right? But I'm noticing he's kind of doing it on purpose. He's like sprinkling it in wherever he can, despite being corrected on multiple occasions. Like, "Could you pass me the napkins, Claire?" Yeah, of course, it's Clara, by the way. Again, sorry. Claire is a beautiful name. It is, and it's really close to Clara, which is actually what I go by. "I'm feeling kind of bored, Claire. Why don't you sing us a song?" "What?" And he keeps looking at me as if he's like daring me to say something. He's got this like sparkle in his eye, this like weird toothy grin, and I keep looking over at Nick, waiting for him to come rescue me, but it appears that my perfect future husband has suddenly become hard of hearing. And he's also hard of sight too. He's looking everywhere but me, but primarily he's like looking at the ground, like a puppy who's just like peed on the carpet. Who knows he's done something wrong, but if he, doesn't look at me, then he won't get in trouble. But somehow, despite all of this, like I am resilient, like still very much powered by the potential of matrimony here. So I am pulling all the stops. I'm complimenting mom's cooking. I'm cracking jokes, but suddenly a lull kind of falls over us at the dinner table. We're all smiling at each other, like not really sure what to say next, and it's his mom who breaks the silence, purses her lips, looks over at me and says, "Honey, what's your mother's last name again? I can't remember." It's Song, S-O-N-G. "Oh, so that's different from your father's name?" She kept her maiden name. "Yeah." "Oh, well, that's interesting." And it's as if you can hear a pin drop. Like no one is saying anything. Nick has his hands like firmly glued to his chair as if it's gonna like jet set him off into space or something. Again, like looking at the ground, like completely useless. I mean, am I hearing things correctly? Like, did she just say that to me? Am I being punked right now? Like, is Ashton Kutcher just gonna like jump out of a closet somewhere with a camera crew? I mean, this woman who I just met may as well have just body slammed me in the middle of the dining table and no one has anything to say about it. So that was a horrible first meeting. Did not go the way that I had hoped, and it's clear that I am not on their short list of potential daughter-in-laws. So I go home pretty disappointed, and I'm replaying highlights of the night of just how weird the whole thing was. But I take some time, I sit myself down, I do some real thinking, and I come up with an even more detailed plan about how to win these people over, because this is just a test, right? This is just a test to see how badly I want this, and somehow at this point, I'm still in it to win it, because there's no way that the universe has finally sent me this incredible guy, all for his dad not to remember my name. I mean, come on, it's Clara, not Zenon. We can get here. Easily achievable goal. So, it's day 2, second half, bottom of the 9th inning. I know that I still have 10 yards to go to hit a home run. So I get cute. I put on my favorite green summer dress, which is fun but still parent appropriate. I grab a few cups of coffee and I march my way over to his place for a second time. But once I get there, it's ice cold. They're so disinterested in me, it's actually kind of funny. His dad is off furiously painting in a corner somewhere. Meanwhile, his mom has completely siloed herself off into the next room. And I am left kind of twiddling my thumbs for a good 20 minutes, just trying to be useful. So when his mom from across the apartment asks me to bring her a cup of coffee, I leap at the opportunity. Golden retriever puppy, I'm bounding towards this woman, stupid smile on my face, when suddenly I feel a gust of wind wash over me. Swoosh. And it's then that time kind of slows down. Everything goes into slow motion. I hear Nick from behind me go, "No." I hear his mom go, "No." I hear his dad say, "Oh, Claire." And I look down and I realize that I've stepped right into the line of fire of a fan that's placed right next to a tray of paint. And there are these big splotches of white paint splattered all over my nice dress. And again, we've resumed this weird kind of stare-off situation where no one really knows what to do. My feet are firmly planted on the ground, I'm not leaving this spot. But again, it's his mom who springs into action, takes me by the hand, rushes me to the bathroom, shuts the door, and she says, "Take off your dress." "What? Take off your dress? I can clean it for you." "Oh no, that won't be necessary. Thank you so much. I'll just take this to the dry cleaner." No, honey, don't be silly. Take this off. I'll clean it. You can wear one of mine." And after a lot of sheepish back and forth, I take her up on her offer to wear her dress, pull it over my body, and this thing is pink. It's aggressively pink. It's got polka dots and sparkles, this weird floral pattern interwoven all over it. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I know that this is on purpose. And it's then that I just have a moment to myself, and I look myself in the mirror and, staring at myself in this hot pink potato sack. And I'm embarrassed, bottom of the barrel, just mortified that I have jumped through all of these hoops for 2 people who were never really gonna like me in the first place. And I know that it's over. There's no amount of witty banter or coffee that's gonna fix this. All I need to do is bow my head and get out of there. The only thing that is keeping me alive right now is Nick, the very guy who got me here in the first place. So I open the door, I make my way over to my boyfriend for some amount of moral support. He looks me up and down, gives me that smile that I love so much, and he says, "Is it weird that I'm more attracted to you now in that dress?" Thank you.
We should fuck each other's mothers, fuck each other's moms. I'm pushing that late where you came out as a baby.